Hello everybody, my name is Guzman and today I am chair of my team to present our paper which is applying BIM tools in an IPD project in Peru. We will conduct the presentations through these outlines. First of all, we talk about our problem statement, and then mention our literature review that sustain the study. After that, we mention and explain our case study. Mainly, the main contribution of this paper is the BIM and IPD integration flow. We will explain that. As a result of this implementation, we explain the metrics which results of these implementations, and finally we explain and discuss with all of you the conclusions. Okay. One of the main relevant and popular sport events, is Pan American and Para-Pan American Games, and in 2014 Peru was chosen as a venue for these events, but the construction delayed to 2017. So in this short time and with the complexity of these projects, was necessary to apply new techniques, new methodologies to deliver the project on time. This is why we used different kind of methodologies to enhance the collaboration between workers. One of the main tools to enhance this collaboration was BIM, or Building Information Model, which is a digital representation of the physical and functionality characteristics of installation. Implementing BIM standard process and tools involve the additional effort at the planning stage to achieve improvements at the construction phase. As you can see in this photo, we integrate different kind of models, BIM models like architecture, structure, and map models. Finally, to support all the process out of the design and construction phase. All the project was involving in an IPD environment, which means integrated project delivery. This methodology used different principles, like, for example, early involvement of key stakeholders, what means key builders, key designers, involving since earliest stage of the project. Another principle is to share risks and share benefits in a formal agreement, and mainly use appropriate technology. As I mentioned before, one of the main technology to use, one of the tools to enhance this collaboration through technology was building information modeling. Based on the literature review, IPD used lean tools to support this methodology. For example, one of the key tools to use it in this methodology is pool planning, when the people collaborate in a big room, for example, to express the flow, the workflow, identifying if there are some problems, and collaborating between all the stakeholders, and planning a flow to achieve the objectives. Another thing is to this tool was used not only to design process, but also to support the construction phase, especially to the planning task. The study focused on this infrastructure sports, which is, as I mentioned before, due to the unappropriate infrastructure to the Pan American and Para-Pan American Lima 2019. For these games, there is only a short time to develop the infrastructure. For example, there is some venues in this infrastructure, like athletic stadium and bowling, velodrome, aquatic center, and sports center. All of this infrastructure was built under a NEC 3 contract and a collaborative IPD environment. As part of the study, this frame was proposed, explaining all the key terms, key methodologies used in this project, where we express in this frame. For example, all the projects are under a collaborative environment, in principle, like urban involvement, like for example, where there are many I sessions, and where is a construction, design team, and other stakeholders. Another principle was intensified planning and appropriate technology. So all of these environments was supported by BIM tools, different BIM tools, with each proposed each BIM tools, and finally propose a different process, which mainly expresses the interaction between BIM coordination and other areas. For example, here I am explaining all the process that we designed as part of the frame. For example, the first process was compatibilization in design stage. Since this process is iterative, this is used to communicate interaction between among disciplines. The second process was the development of I sessions. Many stakeholders was involving since early meetings. So we propose this process. Another, when we are in a construction phase, it process was necessary to mention all the inputs and outputs to a coordination between subcontractors. And finally, we integrate the use of BIM, or the support of BIM to the RFA integrations, which is a formal request formal information. As a result of this implementation, we mention here all the results through the metrics. In this metric is the rate of resolved issues, which means the relation between the number of resolved issues to the number of assigning issues by each facility. As you can see in this photo, there is a tendency to increase this collaboration or this metric, with an average of 70%, which means of each 10 issues assigned to for example, architecture specialists, there will 7 issues result in appropriate time. In this metric, we explain all the impact which has one issue has in other specialists, in other disciplines. For example, the heating and ventilation have a high impact in all of the specialty. For example, because this kind of specialty define many metrics and rules in all of these files. In this metric, we classificate based on in some relative studies all of the RFIs. In 3 types of RFIs: improvement, design issues, and confirmations. So we found in this study that only 12% was due design issues, compared with 70% to the traditional methodology. So this is a relevant finding, because that shows that all of the methodology applied in this study was a result, because only fewer RFI was due to design issues. And the other thing was the latency of RFIs. So we, as the development of the project, as the building of the project, we can see a tendency to decrease the latency with a minimum of 1 day, which is better compared with other projects. And finally, we can conclude that the average response time was 7 days, which shows the integration and collaboration of the specialty compared to traditional project management. And the proposed model allows all the participants in the design and very familiar with the coordinations, because it's interacting very easily, and a ratio of resolution was 70%, which indicates the collaboration between these splines. After all, the application of BIM and IPD integration framework in the same stage was possible to identify and solve relevant problems, improving the productivity and efficiency to these constructions, delivering the project on time with a high value for the clients. Thank you all for paying attention for this study. We can see and discuss now all of your comments. Okay.